we're going to come back to the Pythagorean identities. So we've already talked about before that we have cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta is equal to 1. And so we should, memorize that one. All of these you should memorize. If I divide by tangent squared theta, divide by cosine squared theta, I'm going to get cosine squared theta divided by cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta divided by cosine squared theta equals 1 over cosine squared theta. And we see we have 1 plus tangent squared theta is equal to secant squared theta. You can change the answer, or the order of, you can have tangent squared theta plus 1. If we divide by sine squared theta, we'll get cosine squared theta over sine squared theta plus sine squared theta over sine squared theta equals 1 over sine squared theta. So this gives cotangent squared theta plus 1 equals cosecant squared theta. So for example, suppose that let's do it this way. Suppose that cosine theta is equal to negative 3/5 and theta lies in quadrant 2. What is tangent theta? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all draw a picture, which is not really entirely necessary, but I'm going to do that anyway. So I have negative 3/5 here. And what I can do is I can actually use any of those identities I want. So if I have cosine, I could use sine, and once I get sine, I can find tangent. But I'm going to use there's two different ways. So I'm going to say, first of all, find secant theta. I've decided I'm going to do it that way. So secant theta equals 1 over cosine theta. So that's going to be the reciprocal of cosine, which is negative 5/3. Then tangent squared theta plus 1 is equal to secant squared theta. So I'll have tangent squared theta plus 1 is equal to negative 5/3 squared. So tangent squared theta plus 1 is equal to 25 over 9. There's yet another way we can do this. It's faster, but I need to do the next section. I think it's a preferable way to do this. So it's all this material, and then you're thinking, it's always a question, well, what order should you put it in? And sometimes that's why it's easier to, it makes sense when you go back a second time. But because then you can, because some of the stuff that we're going to learn later can help do this problem. So anyway, I need to get a common denominator. So that's going to make 16 over 9. So tangent theta is plus or minus square root of 16 over 9. Okay, but here the thing is that but theta lies in quadrant 2. Theta lies in quadrant 2. In quadrant 2, tangent theta, which is equal to y over x, is equal to a positive divided by negative, so it's equal to a negative. So tangent of theta should equal negative 4/3. So that's our answer. It could be positive or negative, but because the quadrant lies in, it's negative.